This thing here. Hello. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Click this. Go here. Do we play Destiny 2? I don't. I have like a little, like an itch, like a tiny little. Good night, Cisco. Do you want to see what I did today, Cisco? Cisco, do you want to see what I spent all Cisco, I spent 8 hours. Cisco, why are you on Twitch this time? Ew. Cisco, look. I think I'm lying. I think this took me like 10. I think I started at 12. No, 10? I started at like 10:30. I finished at 8. And here we go. I didn't put the stickers on. This is completely stickerless. Good night. It's okay, Cisco. Good night, Cisco. Rainbow updates on March 3rd, right? And that's going to be a good day. That's going to be a good day. That's going to be the rainbow content drop. Crazy, crazy. I have this one. I'm expecting this is going to take longer. Or not. This one's older, so it may take shorter. May take shorter, I don't know. May take less time, I don't know. Robotic, did you hear the news, Robotic? I don't I don't think I'm going to take mine out of the attic cuz I have a bunch in the attic. I have a bunch in the attic that I haven't taken down, well, that I put back up. I don't know. I don't because before I had the normal grades, right? Like the baby ones. I had like the baby ones. And these are the real grades. And I ordered a high grade too. Xenoverse 3 is gonna be crazy. Already plat? Cisco, didn't you start playing again like a week? That's see, you just losing that 1v1 really. Should I play sandbox tonight? I don't know. Like, what do we? I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. Right? I could play sandbox. I could play sandbox. Do a little sandbox gooning. Do I hop back on Steal a Brain Run on sandbox? I don't know. Also robotics. We should. I mean, it was kind of obvious it was Xenoverse 3. I don't play Outlast Trials. I don't think I want to. Oh wait, guys, what if we sandbox good? Sandbox actually awesome. What if should I try and find a horror game on sandbox? I can try and find. Is there plastic in my shoe? I'll try and find a horror game on sandbox. Also, I'll show us my epic guide. Sand 10 viewers, only 10 people on Twitch playing sandbox. That's so fire. It's crazy that the game has been out for like a year. People just just nobody doubt like because like no like you don't know it's been out since like last year. You just have to go to the website and add it to your Steam library. It's not crazy, dude. Because even I was thinking you gotta like sign up. No, you just go to the website, say add to Steam library, and then you get the game. There I am. There, Cisco, you legit. I'll show you right now. Cisco, you just look up. Cisco, you Google Sandbox. You Google Sandbox. You click on the website. What's the first thing that it says? Get it now. And then you just log in the Steam and it's there. That's all you do. Dude, I thought you had to like, I don't know, like no, you just go to the website and now I know, it's Cisco, it's been this way for like a year. Like literally it's been this way for like a year. It's just not I guess like no one, I don't know, dude. Cuz also, I don't know, I'm assuming the game's not going to be I don't know. Do we go to Minecraft City? Do we launch in the Minecraft City sandbox? See what's good? Are we good? We're good. We're good. Little lag spike. I'm here. Oh my god, it's Minecraft City. Oh, what do I spawn? Like what? Look at this dude. Oh, he's like oddly translucent. Oh, what if I? Yeah, suck that, loser, dude. So a sign. Oh, Cloud. I have a Cloud. How's like the entirety of Canada today? I don't. You guys lost both hockey. You guys lost both hockey. That's for that. Losing both hockeys is crazy. Didn't they lose both hockeys to America too? That's like especially Canada has to be like that. Like I'm assuming the entire like country is just like completely like distraught and like broken. Losing both, letting him back. That is true. Get some good head from that guy. Oh hell no, Cisco, you tweaking? Oh, I got achievement. What can I do? Wait, there's like things you could spawn in. Quake? I don't know. There's stuff I haven't downloaded. Wait, where was it? Oh yeah, workshop. Workshop? Oh. Let's just see what's in workshop. Talking. Where's the... Where's he going? Shrek? He's like twerking to the beat. This guy's like twerking to the song. Oh, he's going. Where is he going? I don't know where he's... Oh. Get Shrek out of there. Let's just get Shrek. Let's just... Alright, huge. Free FPS! What did that... What did that do? I don't know what that did. I don't know. I don't know. I think that maybe because it's like a special thing that didn't really do much. Dude, when this game fully releases, this one I'm actually... Portals! Wait, but these are just... Just like, this is just a mirror. What do you mean, portal? It's a mirror. Portals V1 beta. It's a mirror. What do you mean, it's just a mirror? Mirror. There I am. Oh. Huge. Should I play the... I feel like the issue is by... Okay, no, I'll try and find a game. Just so you know that this is also like Roblox, right? Not really, but kind of. Like, not real... S and minor. What is this? I don't know if I want to play a roleplay game. I don't know if I want to... I could hop on the sled game. Eater. Extremely early testing for a horror game. What if I filter by horror? What if I filter tags, horror, 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 horror. Do we want to play? Apparently they did just like fully recreate FNAF. I just don't know if I want to... Opium? Should I play Opium? A first-person brawler with scavenging, combat, and exploration at its core. Terry's Granny. Escape from old Terry's house if you can. Do I want to escape from this just look... I'm assuming this is just Granny, but... The rats in the walls. Get friggin' scared, yo. Get friggin' scared, yo. A year ago. Oh, this is a year old. Oh, this one's not really that well received. Okay, I'm thinking... Shoot House. Creatures of the Night. Anomaly Squad. This is co-op. I'll play Opium. Sure, why not? 5 days ago, a month ago, you know, sure. I'll start a game on Opium. I'll start a game on Opium right now, dude. I'm ready to get spooked. Maybe I'll play an actual horror game. Now, I kind of want to play Destiny. Cisco, did you know that I made a 50 slide presentation on Destiny 3? I'm in a 50 slide Google slide. Oh, new game. I'm in a 50 slide presentation on Destiny 3. Why? I don't know. Oh, they're crackheads! They're crackheads! Cloud, God forbid, Cloud, God forbid. No, guys, should I go over? No, I'll play this, and then we'll go over my presentation live, and I'll talk about my points, and then we'll play the sled game. Cloud, I think I have some good ideas. I think I have some good ideas that if the Bungie devs were... Honestly, there's one I want them... We'll get there when we get there. Oh. Oh. Oh, there we go. I'm in the opium crack house. Can't open that door. Who is that? I can't see, it's so dark. Yeah, I'll sit in Bungie HQ and be like, listen guys, hire me, I'll fix the game. They're crying. Yeah, see, I guess I fell for the wolf. I think I fell for the wolf. I think I fell for the wolf. Also, guys, actually, it's good that the two of you are here because I feel like, you know, Cloud and Cisco, I feel like you two have, level heads on your shoulders. According to Gribble, this was invalid of me. Yesterday, I was playing Poppy Playtime. We know this. And after I beat the game, someone showed up in their... I don't know what... Cisco, just put it in Discord. I don't know. I don't remember what their name was, but they came in. Their profile picture was Huggy Wuggy. And the first thing they said to me, do you like Poppy Playtime, right? And the whole time, they just kept talking. Everything they said, Poppy Playtime, Poppy Playtime, Poppy Playtime. And then eventually I was joking and I was like, yeah, well, Huggy Wuggy, a bitch for real. And then they were like, what? I love Huggy Wuggy. And then they kept telling me, like, watch Poppy Playtime, do this, do that. And then they went silent for like 20 minutes. And then they came back and they were like, do you really hate Huggy Wuggy? And then I just kind of banned the kid because I was like, this child seems too young. And I was like, Gribble, you think that was a W ban, right? Because, I mean, clearly this was like a 3-year-old, right? Now, or even not a 3-year-old, this was just like a person. They were too obsessed with Poppy Playtime, right? And then Gribble was like, no, you shouldn't have banned them. Personally, I think the oldest Poppy Playtime fan is like 13 years old, and I don't need that here. I think that was a justified... I also said, too, I said beforehand, it's not your fault. I just feel like doing this. So then I banned... you know... I think it was perfectly just... If someone comes and, like, they're talking about how much they love Huggy Wuggy, and they're like... They ask me twice if I like Huggy... Oh, I got it. You've picked up a medical item. Use it and restore your health. Oh, is that the opium? Yeah, because at one point, too, you know, I asked them, like, because initially, I tried to, like, vibe it out. I was like, okay, tell me, were you born after 2014? I should have gone lower, but I was like, after 2014. And then they said no in all caps. You picked up the flashlight. Yeah, what a great flashlight this is. Yeah, what a phenomenal flashlight this is. Really love. Oh. Do I gotta find, like, a battery, or do I gotta, like... It's so dark, and the flashlight just doesn't work. It just doesn't... Guys, I'm actually so excited. This snow is, like... See, because the snow just melted from the last snowstorm. Oh. How... Am I hurting my fist by... Oh, I have, like, a punch meter. I have, like, a... There's still nothing to defend myself with, and I can't see anything because this flashlight does not work. Get a spook. No, we've had snow... Yes, we've had snow on the ground, probably for, like, a month, actually. I think it snowed in January. But, dude, it just started melting, but then today we're getting slammed with another, like, 2 feet. Just call me the N-word. Oh. Dude, I unironically can't wait till this game like fully releases and then like the goated Roblox games get ported over. Cisco, why don't you be the first person to like recode Siege in Sandbox? Dude, you do Siege, you do it right, you make it just different enough that they can't sue you, and dude, because this game's gonna have like a Robux system. That's how they're making money. Like this game's gonna be like sponsored by microtransactions. Like there's gonna be the store. Yeah, we're not playing this. We're not playing this. Okay. You know what, guys? Sandbox is cool. I think realistically speaking, we could have a sandbox game night. Can we actually? Wait. We could have a sandbox game night. All right. I'll start downloading the sled game. Wait, Cloud, what did they replace the gambling with? What did they replace the gambling with? Did he add an arcade or did he realize the error of his ways and just kept the what actually is Mugenics, dude? This is you know, I was thinking about the Binding of Isaac people. I was like, when was their last game? I was just thinking about this right now, dude.
What seems to be going on with the little guy?
Oh, it's me, Canyon. Oh.
Yeah, he's got a broken neck.
The sound was coming out of his butt, you know.
This is cool, I guess. I'm not going to play it. You sent it? Oh, what? Is it like an actual horror game or is it like a real? She was 98. She was 98. Put this in full screen. Why not? We have nothing to lose. We have nothing. It's like, how can? Dude, I'm gonna be real. It was kind of obvious, but at the same time, I mean, did you? People went back and they saw the frames. They basically confirmed Sans, Half Sans, the Beerus race, and who else was it? I think Majins. But I mean, that we know. I'm assuming it's just going to be Xenoverse 2, but with Half Sans, Majins, and Demons, and the Beerus race. She was 98. Yeah, I'll play this. Let's go. How long is this, though? Be for real. I was thinking, do I just start... I don't know if I start doing, like more, like, actual, like horror game YouTube. Like, just, like, sit down, like, hour long, like, not streamed. Just full on, like, we're playing a horror game. I don't know. That could be the slop route we go down. Anyway, guys, who's ready for... Let me pull this up. Let me pull up my presentation. 1 hour. That could be good. Guys, who's ready for the Destiny 2 presentation? It's good that I have... See, this is real. This is like a real presentation. It's like I have an actual audience here. Are we all ready? Is everybody ready? Destiny 2 by Mackle. Destiny 3. Destiny 3 ideas by Meckle22. I have not revised this at all. This is live. We're snapping this like crazy. This is all off the dome. I've not even looked at this since I made it. We need to reset everything. I think the biggest issue with Destiny 2 now is the fact that there's no real way to progress without going backwards. Like, you think about it, they can't reset the tower again. They can't just be like, hey, yeah, I know you had all this stuff. Some intern at the tower deleted your... Like, no. We need to reset everything. How do we reset everything? I'm talking 10,000 years, some huge arbitrary number in the future. Most, if not everybody's dead. And I know what you're saying, but Michael, Guardians are immortal, Guardians live forever. Okay, maybe they are. There's very easy ways to get around this. One, you could just make it so where after the Traveler, the Witness went into the Traveler, right? Stuff changed and Guardians went from being functionally immortal to now they just have really long lifespans and can die of old age even with a ghost. or just so I don't know. So I don't know. Whatever. The Guardian needs to be gone though. Either kill him, or I'm thinking we stick with the 9 storyline. The Guardian just gets straight out of the timeline, completely removed. The 9 just yoink him. He's gone. Okay, the Guardian's gone now. The Vanguard loses power. Fallen tribes come back. Evil cabal, right? Evil like people leave the city. It doesn't matter how the Guardian gets out. If he's gone, you could set stuff up 10,000 years in the future. This add race bonuses to Guardian. I kind of just went full MMO. This is not, ignore this. This is not here. Okay. We need new enemy factions. But I was thinking, the chat's blocking everything. It's okay. We need new enemy factions. But I was thinking, all right, listen, we don't necessarily need new factions. We need new Kaioken. That's the first slide. It gets better. We need new just variety. There absolutely, especially now at the current place in the lore, could be mixed factions, right? Like one faction is just like a Cabal, Vex, Fallen, like just 3 of them. Like we need to move like into bounty hunters, small armies, right? We're at a point now where all these tribes are working together. In the like the supposed disappearance of the Guardian, collapse of the Vanguard, I could clearly 100 million% see, you know, like Vex that escaped Maya Sundaresh, right? Cabal that were like just they were ex like Hadal people, right? A fallen group. They merged together, right? Merged them. Every sing I'm skipping ahead. The evil Guardian faction, like I said, get rid of the Vanguard, they fall apart. Why do you expect me to believe that every single Guardian's just gonna be a good guy? Like even now, I think one of the most unrealistic parts of Destiny 2 is the fact that every Guardian is just like, yeah, you're here, you work for the 1,000,000% there are selfish Guardians, especially in the future. Entire factions, evil human NPCs, evil Guardians, every single race needs to have a loose and high variant, right? The Guardians, yeah, give you an option, right? Give the player, I don't know how that would work with the campaign, but give the player options to be like, okay, I want to work with these dudes. Bring back factions, but don't just be like a new monarchy, like, no, whatever. We're gonna get there when we get there. Like, let there be individual factions that you could like align your guy with and just full send in one direction. But every single race should have a loose and high variant, right? There'd be Guardians, loose and high, whatever. Cabal and Vex have artificial life hours. Imagine a group of Taken that have some, and I know like lore wise this won't make sense, but who cares? Imagine like a group of Taken that have somehow like broken out of the chains of like, oh, Taken, they have a master, they're controlled by someone. Imagine a group of Taken that have somehow gained control of themselves and become a hive mind that they control themselves. They have their leaders, they do whatever. They're not controlled by outside sources and they just want to take as much as possible and like grow. Again, like I don't know if that's possible. This is just me not talking about like the lore stuff, whatever. I think a faction would be kind of wicked. Champions and GM content, we knew this already. This is kind of where I'm getting optimistic. The content roadmap. I think Destiny objectively was at its best when it was 1 expansion per year and 4 seasons. Now, with that being said, however, they can't do it the exact same way. They're going to have to try harder. So I am proposing 1 expansion per year, 4 seasons. The 3rd expansion is bigger than the other 2 and is kind of like a mini expansion in and of itself that's included in the expansion. So every season has a mini story. They introduce at least 1 strike, whatever, new public events, crucible maps, whatever. The 3rd expansion has a mini campaign. Maybe it does have a campaign mission. I don't know. That could be I'm begging for too much, but at the same time though, I looked this up. Quality over quantity, yes. But also, Bungie is very pro AI. This I figured out in the research for this presentation. Bungie is pro AI. And I'm being real, I don't necessarily have an issue with companies using AI. I am going to say though, if you're using AI, I'm expecting more. Because already using AI, you're doing less stuff, more of the grunt work you're getting out of the way. If you're using AI to cut corners and improve quality, I'm expecting significantly more from you. So 2 campaigns, there'd be the main campaign, right? The main expansion campaign. But halfway through the year, a tiny one, right? A new layer and dungeon or a new layer or dungeon every year, right? 1 raid, at least 2 dungeons a year. I think that's fair. Throughout the year, random missions just introduce. We're talking like Destiny 1 Black Spindle. Just randomly. I want Bungie to go back. Like, yeah, data miners will ruin it, but I want Bungie to go back to the days of just there's an exotic. Don't even say it. Someone's just walking around. They're like, hey, this building's on fire now. They go in, exotic weapon. The monetization. You can't block this. Let me just cover this so we could see. I think this is perfectly reasonable. And I know it's all, but assuming, because I'm asking for a lot here, I think this is the only way this happens. $70 expansion. That includes the actual DLC and whatever season you're currently included in. The season pass, no, it includes the expansion for $60, and then the current season pass of whatever you're buying, that's 70. The season pass will be $10, but the seasonal content is not tied to the season pass. I think that's D2's biggest issue. If you buy the expansion, no matter what, all of the seasonal content that year, it's tied to it. There will be 2 seasonal activities. This I don't really know about. I was thinking we go for a way of like 2 seasonal activities a year. And then when like, okay, so the year's kind of broken up into 2. Like season 1 drops seasonal activity. Season 2, the seasonal activity kind of just like expands. Like there's obviously new loot, new armor, whatever. But it's like you don't like imagine okay, like here's Prison of Elders, right? And then next season they kind of they add more Prison of Elders, but then they add another harder like that. I'm thinking something like that, right? You know what I'm saying, right? The activities will be replaced and can be updated in later seasons, but also you're thinking, Michael, okay, the season pass has nothing to do with the content. What's the point of buying the season pass? You make the season pass like the Helldivers Warbond system, not in the actual functionality, but in the sense of the season passes. Once a season drops, the pass will always be purchasable in the store because what does the season pass have? The season pass will have multiple weapon ornaments. There will be at subclass fragments. They will tie some subclass fragments and ornaments to the season pass, right? Like I said, they'll always be there. If you need a specific build, you don't need to buy them. You don't need to buy them. You don't need to buy them. You could play the entire game and not buy a season pass. But let's say you really want to run solar and there's a solar fragment, right? It's just something like solar kills grant bonus like melee and grenade energy, right? Something just like general. Maybe you want to buy the season pass. I don't know, right? They have exotics and high tier loot in the season pass. Illegal. Imagine there's a gun that you want to get, right? A gun you really like. And in the season pass, there's a pre-rolled version of that gun with technically like an illegal roll that you can't get to drop naturally, right? Kind of like what they did in Forsaken with the Gambit weapons. Like there's the shiny version with like a roll that you can't just get. I think if they add that to season passes, it would be cool and copious amounts of currency make glad we're getting there. And the expansion, this is something I really do believe. Every single time either the next expansion drops or another like the every other expansion. Okay, so game drops, boom. Next year, old expansion, still $70. The third expansion drops. The first one, now it's like 15 bucks. I think that's perfectly fair since now the season passes, they're their own individual thing, the content side to an expansion. I think that's fair and reasonable. Go forward. Skip what the directory / planet overhaul. Okay, this is the current Destiny 2 directory, right? We're all familiar with it. World, port, young cameras blocking world. You know what it looks like, right? This is my proposed one for Destiny 3's launch. You get rid of absolutely everything except for the tower, Earth, and Mars. You make this the... I'm blocking it. They had a campaign button here in the Pinnacle tab. Okay. The problem with Destiny 2, and I think the big issue, is there's a lot of just going around, bouncing around, load into this, load into that. Like patrol zones don't matter. And in the lore of Destiny 2, or just Destiny as a franchise, it's always, oh yeah, this happened in patrol. The Guardians were like patrol. Everything happens on patrol. So what I'm proposing is instead of the game launching with like 5 planets, they're not big, they're just like whatever, you do it in a campaign mission. You realistically speaking never do them again, right? Why don't we just make it so the actual planets are the content? Like you just want to play D2, you don't know what you want to do. You could just load into Earth and just kind of figure it out. Is this the next slide? I'm jumping ahead. So the campaign button. I think they should just have a generalized campaign button, like this tab right here. We've all seen this. This is pointless. I don't care about the history of the game. It just make this button let you start any campaign you want, right? Campaigns, they obviously could be started in the destination, right? I think each realistic campaign expansion or expansion campaign, 8 to 10 missions. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair number. 8 to 10, and just completely get rid of like the here's the mission. Now you're in patrol. No, just give me 8 missions, 8 to 10 missions. No, leave the campaign. No, do this. Mission 1 leads into mission 2. Mission 2 goes into mission 3. No more. Go here. You have to kill 20 thrall to continue. Get rid of all that. I don't want strikes in my campaign. 8 to 10 missions. Keep casual and legend difficulty. And exploration of the map occurs during the campaign. It transfers over. A boy could dream. The Pinnacle tab. This is what I think we do. It gives you quick access to raids, dungeons, exotic missions, and layers. I'm going to get in the layers later. Cloud, we're getting there. Access to the feat system, keep that in the Pinnacle tab, right? Every single activity in Destiny 3 needs to have matchmaking. I'm saying whether you could turn, you don't need to use it. Every single activity is match made, but if you want to matchmake in a raid specifically, any Pinnacle content, raids, dungeon, layers, exotic missions, you have to have voice chat on. You have to have voice chat on, and there's a team vote kick mechanic that if majority of the fire team votes to kick you, you're gone. So you can't just be like, if you load into a raid, you're not talking, the team could kick you. You load into a raid, you're genuinely garbage, the team could kick you. It's not like you can't get like griefed. And kicking is disabled mid encounter and like at the end of raids, right? You cannot kick someone mid encounter. You can't kick someone at a chest. You can't do just none of that. In between encounters, right? If someone's legitimately throwing and they're actually just not doing good, they're not communicating, they're selling, get them the hell out of there. If you want to matchmake for a raid, you need voice chat. Added an encounter selection button. If you complete, like, I understand why it's not there, but people already hold checkpoints. They already listen, listen, if they just put LFG in the game, listen, there could still be like an actual LFG tab, but I think unironically, like, even if they have LFG, you need to have like active voice chat to use it. I think like whether they do matchmaking or do an LFG, like you could filter by like level, whatever. Having voice, am I retarded? Having voice chat required, I think is just, I don't know. I think because I have ideas too. I'm gonna spoil now. If Iron Banner had proximity voice chat, imagine how much more fun it would be. Like Iron Banner specifically, I'm just if Iron Banner had proximity voice chat mid game and Trials had team voice chat during rounds and global voice chat, imagine how much more toxic Trials would be. If during rounds you could talk to your teammates and in between rounds you were able to talk to the other team. It would be so much more fun because of how much more toxic it would. And you could obviously turn voice chat off if you want to. You could turn it off. You don't need to have it on. Cloud, absolutely, but it would be phenomenal though. It would be. I'm distracting myself. As I was saying, encounter selection. If you beat a raid once that week, you should just be able to load into whatever encounter you want. And at the end of the encounter, if it's farmable that week, just put a reset button next to the chest. Oh, okay, yeah, reset the encounter. You're back in. No checkpoint holding, whatever. So as I was saying, I got rid of most of the planets. As you could just see, Earth, Mars, and the tower. I think Destiny 3's big angle they should go in, full map exploration. So destinations, completely different. It will only launch with 2. The campaign will take place on Earth, and Mars will be unlocked after completing the campaign. This one I said because the scale I'm going at, I unironically think we should get a new planet every 2 expansions. So game releases Earth, Mars. Next expansion, third expansion, we get like Venus or something. Expansion, we get nothing. Next expansion, another map. Because these aren't gonna be like traditional maps we're experiencing now. They are going to be significantly bigger. They're gonna have significantly more. And even then, I unironically think this could work. Because like I said, the game launches with Earth and Mars. Base campaign's on Earth. Next expansion, put the campaign on Mars. Okay, well, third expansion, we're getting a new planet. Fourth expansion, you have 3 planets now you could bounce between. And then by then, they'll have a nice solid ground to move on. The map will be huge. I'm being so for real. It should legitimately take you like an hour and a half, 2 hours to cross the entire map on foot, maybe longer. I'm not talking like Fallout 4 size. But like if you don't know Sparrow, just running, walking, whatever, it should take you like 3 hours to cross the entire map and not even like explore the entire thing. If you want to explore the entire map, every nook and cranny, it should legitimately take you maybe like a week, like a long, obviously casual playtime. If you like full grind, like just everything, you can get it done faster. Glad we're gonna get there. So, new patrol zone content. Every single thing in Destiny 3 should take place in the patrol zone, exactly like Escalation Protocol in the first Vault of Glass encounter. Like traditional map activities, they'll still be there, right? Public Cloud, here's the thing. I'm like 1 terabyte sure. They could I unironically think they could make this game like if they made it a fit if they locked in and made the game efficiently, if they locked in and made the game efficiently, I could see Destiny 2 being like even with everything I'm asking for, if they made the game efficiently and built to last, I could see all this being like 150 gigs, which is a lot. Yeah, I get. But like for the amount of stuff that's in here, and I mean, if they like keep it like optimized over time, they could lower it, right? It'll slowly because once they get the groundwork in, I don't see it getting that much bigger, even with the maps. I don't know. Also, we're moving into a time where like storage is going to be fair, we are in a Rams. Maybe store prices will go down. Map activities will still exist, right? Public events, lost sectors, patrol missions, but there will be way new things to explore on the map, right? There will be individual villages, there will be farms, outposts, enemy strongholds. Imagine you spawn into one of the load zones, right? One of the destination fast travel points. There's a little village in there. You go to a bar with your friends, right? You, whoever you're playing with, you go to a bar. You could spend Glimmer to buy like a drink, and then you get like an XP boost for like an hour. Put mini games in there. Why can you not play chess currently in Destiny 2? With like why is there no Guardian chess? Why is there no place to just like relax in the tower? Try to meet people because there's no voice chat. Voice chat's going to be a big thing in Destiny 3 and layers. And all the existing content is going to be added to the map. No matter what activity you want to start, 90% of it will be activatable from the patrol zone. I'm being so for real. The first time you do, and is that the next slide? No. Crazy unrealistic? Yeah, I know. This is just me spitballing. These are ideas. I don't work for Bungie. We know this. But imagine this, right? The first time you do a dungeon, you just like you start it from the patrol zone. You have to find the area, and like obviously it'll tell you where it is. But like you find the area, you go in there and you start the dungeon by actually going into like a house or walking into a cave or going down a waterfall, like stuff like that. I think it's 2026. This game's probably not coming out if it is real till like the 2030s. We need more mini social areas. Places like villages, farms, bars, and outposts will act like social areas, right? Like just literally imagine right now what the farm was in D1 Vanilla and what Tharsis Outpost is now, but they're like actively in the patrol world. Like you could spawn in there and you could leave. Like imagine Tharsis Outpost, you're able to walk out and then you're just in like the Mars area. Stuff like that. The outpost will be the fast travel points around the map, and there will be a decent amount, right? Because the map is going to be so big. Like I think each like sector, like not every area of the map is going to have a fast travel point, but like the bigger areas, right? They're each going to have one, and then they're like bordering like small to medium ones. They're not. I think that's a fair reason. Players can spend currency at these areas, right? Because I'm when we get to the overhauls later, currency is not going to be focused so much on weapons anymore. I think you should be able to just actually like go to these places. Like imagine like one village in some random part of Mars, right? One like bounty hunter area. One of the vendors there has like a specific weapon that you can't you get it just it doesn't drop that you have to buy a random roll of this one. Like I think that or not like that, but like because we'll get there when we get there. Right. Some areas will have faction ties and be very much noticeably lean towards a specific faction or group, right? The areas will have a mix of vendors, vault access, mini games, whatever, right? Imagine being able to gamble with someone, right? Because obviously, I'm not saying, trade something crazy, but imagine like being able to just like wager like Glimmer or something. They wouldn't do that. Bungie's greedy. This is the Cosmodrome map in Destiny 2. It looks ugly. Don't ask why it looks like this. Just know it took me half an hour to get the map. This is the full Cosmodrome map. And as you can see, all this dead space on the left and the right, this is real. This is in the game. You load in the Cosmodrome. You can move the mouse all the way up here, right? You can get to this corner, this corner. Like these corners are here. It's so much dead space. And even then, right? Cosmodrome, this like everything inside here is all explorable. This isn't, right? This is a huge dead waste of area. Like this, you can't go here. The map is like it's big, but it's tiny. So I'm thinking also this is all the explorable area, right? You could spawn here where you spawn in through the tower. This is where the walker is, right? Boom. This is where Shahan is. Not physical assets. I mean, yeah. Listen, Cloud, we'll get there. Cloud, I'm bloviating right now. We know this. This is like the explorable route of the map. There's not a lot to explore. So what am I proposing? What you're looking at currently is a mixture of the Cosmodrome, the EDZ, and Venus. I'm talking something big like this, dude. Make the map much larger and you're able to like it's not like this, but I'm saying like a huge map like this. But even then, okay, I'm pointing with my hands, this area is open, this area is open, there's still these dead areas, right? Like this entire area, like, yeah, you can get in here, but you're not exploring here. So I was thinking, and this is going to be ugly, you make the map even bigger, right? All of this, you could go in, that's sweet, that's Chicago. You could go in here, it's kind of ugly, but walk with me. We need a really big map. If everything's going to transfer, rocking the Shah Han cut, that's just not true. That's just not true. That's just not true. The shot. This is just factually incorrect. My hair is not even going up. I look nothing like Aztecross. Okay. So as I was saying, make the map big, right? This up here is like the spawn area. If you want to get from this spawn area, I have a thing. No, this is the map of Chicago. This is just personal. I kind of hope if D3 does happen, I hope the Earth Zone is Chicago because everyone's always talking, oh, Chicago this, Chicago that. We've never been there. Isn't Chicago in the lore have like the highest population of Hive in the entire solar system, and we still just haven't been there? Chicago in 10,000 years, I don't know. And I could even see the vision now. This is all flatlands, right? Houses, residential areas. Down here could be like a giant, like overgrown, like forest area, hive magic everywhere. This could all be city. Like Chicago would be so unironically fire, dude. Like imagine you're walking in like the city area. And like I said, I'm not saying every single house is going to be explorable, but like let us go into like most buildings. Imagine you're walking through the Chicago area, right? Like the city area, and you see just a giant skyscraper that you can go in, right? You can go in and you go up one flight of stairs and you're like, oh, I can go up further. And next thing you know, you're up 100 flights of stairs and you're like, oh, this is a boss encounter. We're going to get to layers when we get there. We need a big map. I'm being so for real. Where's the Michael line? This is the Michael line. If you travel this green line, just in my hypothetical mock-up, crossing the whole map, right? You do it during the campaign, but if you just want to load into patrol zone and just walk around, following this green line should take you like 2 hours on foot, right? On a Sparrow, I'm gonna be real, dude. An hour on a Sparrow, 3 hours on foot. I'm being for real. I think it should take you a very long time. And this is only one path, dude, right? If we look here, I mean, in the Michael world, you can go up here. This cuts up this way. You go just so many options to do so many things. I need a massive map which everything is taking place on, right? The entire game, like Destiny 3 core gameplay loop, you'll still be able to load stuff from orbit and do things the way you've always wanted to, right? You could still load strikes from orbit, you could still replay encounters from orbit, right? You could play Destiny 3 the exact same way that you play Destiny 2. Or you could just be like, yeah, I want to farm a specific gun. I need to load into Mars in this one area because all the loot's going to be region locked. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. Gameplay loop overhaul. This is the map, right? As you can see on the map, I mean, like the dungeons here, there's the strikes here, but they're not actually there. You have to load them from orbit. You can't just start them. So what I'm proposing with strikes, at least, strikes will be like active missions that are procedurally released throughout, like in like real time. In like real time, the game will launch with a couple, but then like every like I unironically think like once a month, every 2 months is fair. Or like I said, every season, you'll have to like go to one of these outposts, and a Vanguard bot at the outpost will be like, "Hey, we have a new strike. Go here." Every single strike in Destiny 3 is going to start from one of these patrol like destination fast travel points, right? It's going to start in the Vanguard outpost on the ground. You're going to be able to change your loadout, do all this stuff, and then the second you leave the outpost, then the strike starts, right? Because I was thinking too, I mean, most strikes in Destiny in general, they always start at like patrol area spawn, like not like always, but like there's very rarely a strike that comes in where you're just like, hey guys, we're in the middle of World War III right now. They all start with like, okay, you get there, you start from an entrance. Every strike could just start at one of these. Has he actually? What? Dude, I haven't watched Jay Schlatt in a while. I used to watch his podcast and I stopped. Anyway, like I said, every strike start at the outpost or an area in the tower, right? For like the few occasional strikes where it's like, yeah, we got to hijack a spaceship, start that at the tower. This allows for matchmaking because, like I said, right, everything's going to be in the destination world. If you start a strike in the thing, there will be like an active thing where you could make your strike open to matchmaking. You could look for one, right? You could start. Kaioken, the answer to that question is obviously what was it? What did Matt Watson say? You take you take unlimited bacon because that's epic bacon. And ever since Matt Watson said that, that's the answer I've always kind of you take unlimited bacon because that's epic bacon. My ears itchy. Like I was saying, everything's gonna take place in the patrol zone. You have an option to make your thing openable and like active for matchmaking. Or you could just load in like even if you load in from orbit, it's like now you load in, goes to the black screen, finding fire team, whatever, and then it loads you in. Or I don't know if this is possible. I think Division 2 does this, I think. Two people load in for matchmaking and then they kind of like merge together into like the same. I don't know if that's possible, if that's like a thing where like if two people are like matchmaking, they could both just kind of be like weaved into the same lobby without the player noticing. Or I don't know if that's a thing that's doable. Maybe it is. I don't know. What I do know is Nightfall weapons and armor are coming back and they're going to be locked to strikes. I don't like this whole thing where it's like, yeah, every single week the Nightfall weapon changes, but they change the no, no. I want every single strike or no, just I want every single strike to have either an exclusive weapon or an exclusive armor piece that are going to be tied from that strike and unable to be acquired anywhere else. There's still going to be like strike loot that you like general loot, whatever. But like Nightfall weapons, Nightfall armor, right? Like single armor pieces, tie it to a strike, and it can drop from the normal strike. It could drop from a normal strike, right? And then the chance they'll get it will get increasingly higher. Like a Nightfall has like a let's just say 50% chance. Grandmaster Nightfall guarantees it. I just think like we gotta bring the loot back to being tied to a strike because that's when everything was peak. Okay. Raids, dungeons, and lairs. I've talked about lairs twice by now. What is a lair? A lair is a 1 to 2 encounter activity. Imagine, because think about it, right? Dungeons are what's I'd say a raid's like 607 encounters, a dungeon's like 4, right? And then a lair could be a 1 to 2 encounter activity meant to be soloed because this is something you just come across in the patrol zone. You find it. It has like a specific like table of weapons and armor it can get, right? Just imagine a dungeon, but easily soloable and like 1 or 2 encounters. That's just like that's what it is. Because I think the issue too, and just this is a something we have to realize. A giant majority of Destiny players are unironically just terrible. It's not their fault, right? It's not their fault. But there's a genuine, like, massive group of people that kind of suck at the game because they play the game casually, they don't want to try hard, and they're scared of doing dungeons and raids because base vanilla Destiny 2, right? In anything, there's no real like boss DPS encounters, right? So like they get to a DPS encounter and they kind of like pee themselves and they're like, if you make an easy thing that anyone could do just casually, like obviously if you reset, it's like it's like there's no light zone, you'll respawn, it'll reset. They have a skill issue, but no, but the skill issues cause because they're scared to play the game, right? If you make just an easy thing, I could close Twitch chat. This is just it's blocking. If you make like an easy thing, right? That anyone could do that like they won't even realize it, but like imagine there's just one layer you go in and it has like the conduit mechanic from Spyro the Watcher, right? And it tells you like the first time you do it, hey, do this. It will set people up to be able to actually do raids and dungeons because now they understand what those advanced mechanics are like, and they're not just going to be like, well, I guess I'm never raiding. This is just we don't care. You could read this if you care. This is just kind of like a distribution, dungeons. They'll have our I feel like even like a lair could have an exotic. Bring back actual relics, right? I don't like that. I mean, like relics are cool now, but I miss the D1 version. I think the ultimate D3 is a mixture of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 because D2 kind of overhauled a lot of D1 stuff, but D1 had some stuff that just kind of worked. Relics in D1 I do prefer to the content model now. Yeah, exactly. And Claude, think about it too. They could I'll get in this later, but like if they do this, right? If they make it to where raids and dungeons are more approachable, they're more approachable, so more people are able to do it. Imagine what they're able to do in like raids. I'm gonna say this now because of what I'm gonna get into later, but like unironically, imagine if there's a raid boss who in the actual like raid boss encounter, you just can't use any abilities. The boss has some no supers, no grenades, no melees, like limited health regen. Like there's obviously ways around it, but imagine if like they start going into more stuff like that, right? Or there's like one boss where there is a DPS, like there obviously is a mechanic, but like ad clear is unironically the most important role in the entire encounter because there's like 700 ads that you need to, because I feel like actually like ad clear is always just like you make the worst player on the team the ad clear. Imagine an actual raid encounter where ad clear, like it's obviously manageable, right? Like it's not like so many ads that like it's like ridiculous, but like unironically imagine like ad clear being a real role. I think that could be like stuff. Just doing this to like set the floor lower, you can make the ceiling higher. We could also why is there no exclusive exotic armor? I understand that like currently in the state of the game you can't do that because different classes, even though they could just make like one unified exotic with three different whatever. Doesn't matter. I think we need to make exclusive exotic armor. Thank God I have this written down so you could read while I'm yapping. Make public events great again. Public events have never been useful in the entire history of Destiny as a franchise. What I'm saying, public events, every hour on the hour, a public event drops. You don't know which one, but public events have exclusive loot. Maybe a gun, maybe an armor piece, maybe whatever, a relic, blah, blah, blah. Maybe a public event, right? If you get it heroic, it has an exotic that could drop. Give public events reasons to actually play it. And when a public event happens, right? Like you'll know every hour it spawns. You could load into a public event from the director, right? If you're not in the area, you could just open your map, fast travel to it. Wherever the public event is, you could grind it. You could know what public events drop what. Public events have never been worth it ever. And I'm gonna be real too with this. Make public events like hard, dude. Make public events like mini like raid encounters. Not like that hard. No, because dude, if public events have matchmaking, you have like 12 people. Imagine like if like public events just kind of become like 12 people, like 12-person raid encounters. How many people? Dude, imagine like Destiny 3, they make it so there could be like 24 people in like a load instance at once. Imagine like a 24-person raid encounter, just something stupid like that. Like there's just like there is a boss. Some brain. Dude, Cloud, be for real, Cloud. Would you not be hyped with that if they made like public events kind of imagine like a 24-person raid encounter. It doesn't like it could be like a boss encounter, it could be like a puzzle encounter, whatever. I think this would unironically be sick. If you knew every hour a public event was spawning, it would take you like 20 to 30 minutes to do. There's like 30 people in that. Make public events great again. Matchmaking and voice chat everywhere. Like I said, voice chat all over the game. If every activity in the game will have matchmaking, like even like a lost sector, you could just activate the beacon. If someone's doing it, you'll load into them, right? Give everything match made, give everything voice chat. Imagine if proximity voice chat in just imagine that in the patrol zone, right? Just imagine you're walking around. Imagine you're walking around, right? And there's just voice chat and you just meet a bunch like a group of people just in like I was thinking there could be an issue with I guess like predators, but then I was like, this isn't Roblox. Children, realistically speaking, aren't gonna play Destiny 3. 15, I think, is like the minimum age, probably. Like, I think this would be sick. You're just walking around, right? Obviously, they'd have to have like an AI moderation system so people just won't go around spamming like the N word. But I mean, like, I feel like they toggle that, right? Raids and dungeons will require voice chat for matchmaking, but you could toggle it on and off if you don't want to. Other content, you could choose to have it like you could go like you don't have to have the like voice chat on, right? Like you play a Crucible match, you could turn it off, right? If you don't want to do it, but if you want, like it's Friday night, you're with your guys, you just want to play Crucible, right? Proximity voice chat, Iron Banners here, right? It's Iron Banner. There's Prox voice chat. I unironically think Iron Banner would be so much better with if they listen to anything, if Destiny 3 comes to fruition and this is the thing that happens, if they implement an actual voice chat system and Iron Banner has proximity voice chat, words cannot describe how much more entertaining it would be, right? Trials has Team VC, and then in between rounds, and at the end of the imagine, okay, Trials of Osiris, beginning of the game when it's showing you all the players, right? In between rounds and at the end of the game, global voice chat, whatever the hell is said. See, but Cloud, that's the beauty though, right? Because yeah, it would, but you could turn it off if you like. I know it's if anything, okay, easiest solution ever. You start with the voice chat off, and the game tells you, "Hey, do you want to turn voice chat on?" No, it stays off. Yes, you press a button. Voice chat's on. You get to have fun now. You don't like someone, you can mute them. We need to bring toxicity back into gaming. Iron Banner with proximity voice chat is the one thing I need. Like I need this. Like I need. Like what's that one game mode now with like the Cabal stuff with like the imagine just that dude. Like that section of Iron Banner when like the one enemy team is in like the middle area. Imagine you're screaming with your teammates as the enemy team's running in there. Okay. Stat changes. As we can see, this is my Titan. If we look over here, these are all the stats. We have health, melee, grenade, intellect, whatever the hell, and weapons. Most of these are redundant. It's an archaic system. The light system's gone, right? The light system's stupid, and Bungie themselves Bungie's abandoned the light system, dude. Like even now, you don't have to get max light. If one person's max light, everybody is. Just get rid light. It's an archaic system. I think I wrote that. I think I wrote the light system's archaic. It doesn't matter, dude. Just make everything level based, right? Armor and gear will drop on your level. Areas and encounters will be locked by level, right? Gear can be upgraded. Like obviously, if you get like a level 20 gun, you could upgrade it. It'll cost materials, right? It'll cost materials to upgrade your weapon level, but just make things level. Just light system stupid. All power, it's tied to your level. Things still scale. Every expansion just increase the max level by 10. You know, planets will be level locked, right? So let's just say Earth is level 0 to 30, Mars is level 30 to 50. When the next expansion drops, Mars is level 40 to 60. It's just easiest thing to do in the world. Weapons level up. You could level other expansion weapons. You could level them up after the cap. Maybe they have like a special currency. I don't know. The light system sucks. Get rid of it. New stat changes. As you saw, I changed the stats. I'm blocking the picture now. All the stats will go from 0 to 100, and then 100 to 150 will just grant a separate bonus, right? I feel like in terms of armor stats, armor will give you you basically like at max level, you'll have around 400 armor, like stats from armor, around 400 to play with, right? Around 400 stats to play with in total. I think that's fair. Artifacts will buff specific stats, right? Some artifacts have special bonuses. Armor will focus on character related buffs. Because I'm gonna be real, like I get like gameplay wise, whatever, from a lore perspective. Why does my armor determine how fast my grenade comes back? It's stupid, makes no sense. Moved ability related stats to the subclass. Intellect, grenade, and super or melee, those are completely tied to the subclass. They're individual of your armor. These are the new stats I'm proposing. So we have health. It's traditional. It's health as it is now, right? It's the amount of health you have from 0 to 100, it scales, 100 being the max. From 100 to 150, right? The special, because like I said, there's 50 buff after. From 100 to 150, it buffs your HP regen speed, right? How fast it comes back. It scales with your subclass elemental things, right? So if you have 150 health regen and like you have something that like heals you from your subclass, you're not going to get all your health back, but it is going to come back significantly faster, right? Ammo, the ammo set buffs your ammo reserves, right? And then from 100 to 150, it buffs your ammo regeneration and your weapon damage. Because if you think about it, ammo is what you're shooting out of your gun. If something's going to affect how much damage your gun does, it's going to be the ammo. The weapon stat just buffs your targeting specifically, and from 100 to 150, it buffs your handling and your AE, right? Mobility, it buffs your overall speed, and then from 100 to 150, it buffs your slide distance and the the speed and distance you're able to cast your abilities, right? So I'm even talking like super, dude, right? Like your super cast speed will be faster at 150 mobility, right? And then defense is your character reduction, and from 100 to 150, it grants more overshield. So I'm thinking your base HP bar, your overshield bar, and then the overcharged defense buff, you'll be able to get like a bar and a half of extra overshield. So this, since I'm cutting it down from 6 stats to 5, these are all very important because like I said, you only have 400 things to play with. Each build, realistically speaking, is only going to have 2 in the 150s, right? You can't even have 3 at 100. You're going to have to pick and choose which 2 you want to focus on. I think these are good stats. Cloud, your thoughts? Cloud, your thoughts? And I think these are good stats. I think these are personally good stats. I think In weapons? I mean, yeah, but here's the thing though. Yeah, there's a stat in okay. There's a stat dump in weapons. In Crucible, sure, but okay, yeah, you dump everything in the Crucible. Well, you probably still want more defense in Crucible. Well, no, because okay, you're in Crucible. You gonna dump it into ammo? Because ammo gives you more damage, but defense gives you more overshield, right? Even mobility speed, it gives you your slide different. Like, I don't think it's just it's just a straight up dump. Like, obviously, yeah, you're playing Crucible. You'd want 150 weapons. Would matter in PvE. I mean, yeah, to be fair. Well, I mean, yeah, to be fair. But I think also, I mean, like this is kind of a redundant stat in PvP or in PvE. I mean, PvE though, all these stats kind of matter. Well, I think this is a good stat distribution. I'm not really able to get out what I'm trying to say right now because I'm stupid. But this is, I think there's a good. I think, well, I mean, even okay, this isn't completely useless because buffing your handling. I mean, buffing your handling, like especially in like a DP, like the sweats would like the sweats would want more handling because the handle. In this. I didn't say it, but the handling mods are gone. I'll take decent system. I'll take decent system. Okay. This is the new subclass screen. I'm gonna be real. In the lore, just get rid of all the different subclasses. There's one unified subclass screen, right? I'm just on Titan. As you can clearly see right here, I'm on full arc, right? Arc Cloud. I think you may like this one. I'm on full arc. But as you can see, I have 5 fragments. 3 of these are prismatic fragments. 2 of them are arc fragments. So, and as you can clearly see right here, melee grenade, super tied to the subclass. This is tied to the actual fragments themselves. So what am I doing here? Right? What's happening here? Why are we on the prismatic screen? Why am I using full arc? Why is there a golden triangle around my super? Ability changes. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Melee grenade and super are tied to your subclass fragments and artifact, right? They sell from tier 0 to tier 10. It's the same as like right now, right? Tier 5 is just 50, tier 9 is 90. It's the same as they are now, same regen speed, same whatever. Everything's the same, but element synchronization and artifacts, they'll add specific buffs to your subclass, right? Like I said, artifacts, they could buff your stats, but some artifacts could just be like, yeah, this is an arc based artifact, this is a solar based artifact, prismatic, whatever. It won't add to the tier, but it'll add, just percentage buffs like it does right now. So what is element synchronization? Like I said, in this game, prismatic will kind of be the base subclass, but sticking to one element will grant you major gameplay buffs, right? We're talking faster recharge time, we're talking more damage, more stacks, more times, right? Roaming supers will last longer, elemental buffs, you'll get more from all sources and they're longer, right? Sticking to one core subclass, because in the lore, right? And this is where I was going with this. In the lore, it's like obviously the Guardian is an exception because from a gameplay perspective, hop around. But in the lore, there's just Arc Titans. There's Void Warlocks. There's like Guardians that they're just kind of like they locked themselves to one element and they were like, I'm gonna master this element. Everything I'm gonna do is for this element, right? And in a world where you can go prismatic, how do you do that? You benefit someone for sticking to one element, right? Like let's say you're on full arc, you could have a build where like you're just able to infinitely throw your grenades in your melees, right? With just how fast everything's coming back. You're doing more damage, right? You're getting significantly more bolt charge stacks. Things are getting blinded. Like imagine if you're running full arc weapon, like arc weapon kills grant you, they just have bolt charge, like stuff like that, like giving you a reason to stick to one element as opposed to switching over, just turn everything up to Wumbo. With that being said, however, Prismatic isn't useless. Prismatic in my proposed system is unlocked where when you master an ability, because there's going to be a mastery system, when you master an ability or get to high enough mastery, you unlock that in a prismatic form, right? So prismatic will have special abilities to match the synchronization buffs, right? Like there's synergies of elements, like corresponding elements that work well together. Prismatic grenades, prismatic melees, like you unlock prismatic moves while mastering abilities, right? So here, as it says, you merge supers and abilities together with enough mastery. Hear me out. Imagine you have like 70 mastery on Fist of Havoc and 70 mastery on Hammer of Soul, right? And now you unlock the prismatic merge super. And it's like it starts off with a normal like seismics, like you do the thunder slam, you go boom, you have two hammers in your hand. It does the arc jolt, but it also shoots two fire things in a line in front of you. Then you have the arc, like the solar hammers. You're able to run around in a roaming super, right? You're able to hit things, and as you hit them, they get scorched. And then you're able to throw the hammer, and it does like arc lightning jolts. But you don't just get that. You have to master both Hammer of Soul and Fist of Havoc. And then you get that super, and it has its own individual mastery thing. No, I think I said they don't have mastery. Did I lie? I'm a liar. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think that would be a good system, right? You have to actively use these, like if you want prismatic, right? You have to use these abilities, get them to high enough mastery. You then unlock the prismatic version of like whatever it is you're trying to get. And then the prismatic thing is like, you know what I'm saying? I have it written down. You could read it because I'm not explaining this well, but the class system overhaul. Titan, Hunter, and Warlock. Yeah, Titans, Hunters, and Warlocks still exist. I see people saying we need a fourth subclass. I see people saying we need to get rid of the class system. Yes and no. We don't need a fourth subclass, but what I'm saying is I'll say it when I say it. Prismatic is the base subclass of the game, but you need to unlock the other like so when you make your character, you choose at the start of the game. Do you want Arc? Do you want Solar? Do you want Void? You can obviously get the other subclasses, but you have to actively like explore the map, find an area, find like a temple or whatever. You learn the subclass, and then you could progressively train it in your character, right? But I was thinking, okay, like I said, stat buff when you use a core element, right? Strand and Stasis, they're unlocked in the late game. You can't spawn in with them. In the lore, abilities aren't necessarily tied to specific classes, right? Like certain classes, they're more attuned to using an ability, right? There's specifically things that other races or other classes like they use, and other classes aren't really known for them, but they can be taught, they can learn. In the lore, Fellwinter used Shoulder Charge. He learned it from that one Titan guy. He was a warlock. So I'm thinking we implement a system. If you're over level 30, you could learn other subclass abilities from other gardens. We're talking supers, we're talking melees, grenades. You have to be over level 30. Once a week, there will be a specific quest you could do, which allows you to learn what, like, I'm not saying a lot, like, this is going to take time. You get one specific ability from another person once a week, whether it's a super, a melee, or grenade, whatever it is, you only get one per week. And in the tower, there's going to be a giant like social area, right? It's going to be like the shooting range 2.0. There's a DPS wessing there. You could do like little like sparring matches with other people, like individual Crucible games in like a tiny little like live area, right? You could share builds with people, get live like input on your builds, right? But when you're there, you could request other abilities to learn. So let's say you're on a hunter and you want to learn like Well of Radiance, right? You have to be over level 30. You have to have this quest done, and then you could learn it from another character. But you have to have. I have it written down here. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Okay. So in order to teach an ability, you need to have it at 90 mastery or higher. We're going to get to the mastery system right after this. But in order to learn an ability, you have to have 70 mastery or higher in 3 abilities of whatever element you want to learn. So if you're on a warlock and you want to learn bubble, right? Okay. In order to learn bubble, you need to have 3 void abilities, right? Wait, I said 4. It's not 3, it's 4. You need to have 4 void abilities at 70 mastery or higher. So a super, a grenade, a melee, and then one other thing of your choice. I mean, not obviously, but like just 4 abilities from any element you need to have at 70 mastery or higher. And then you could learn an other class's ability of that element on your other character. And if you learn it from your clan member, you get bonus mastery. Both players do. They get mastery on it, and you get bonus to start with. But there are some catches. The mastery system. All abilities can scale from 0 to 90 or 100 mastery, right? If it's an ability from another class, it could only go up to 90 mastery. It cannot go up to 100. But if it's an ability from your class, right, it can go to 100, and 100 mastery is kind of a big deal. So abilities from your subclass, they start at 50 mastery flat, right? If you're on a Titan and you learn a Titan thing of any element, it'll always start at 50. But if you're on a Titan and you learn Night Stalker, right? That thing's gonna start at 0. It's gonna be like incomprehensibly bad. It's not gonna be completely useless, right? And it's not gonna take a while to take it to like even fit like I said here, from 0 to 90, it's not gonna be that hard. An average player, right? A casual player, you'll hit it in maybe like a week of casual playtime, right? If you want to like set aside a day, you can get it done in like, I don't know, maybe like an 8 hour sesh if you really optimize your grinding, but like just casual playtime, you'll get from 0 to 90, whatever. It's not going to be too much. It's not going to be too hard. 90 is kind of like, let's just say 50. Yeah, I have it written down. 50 is like what it is right now in D2, just vanilla D2, any super, just plain, no buffs, no nothing. 50 mastery is what it is now. From 50 to 90, it just the super progressively gets better, right? More damage, faster cooldown speeds, right? This applies for everything. Supers, grenades, melees. 90 is the highest from a statistical standpoint it goes, but we can go further beyond. I mean, yeah, but Cloud, but no, well, because here's the thing, right? Like I said, 50 is, and that's what I thought about. People wouldn't want the time for it, but the problem is, right? Look, 50 is just what it is now, right? If you want to learn something from another class, you're gonna have to put more time in. But like, if you unlock Thunder Crash, it's not like it's gonna be fine. Like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm saying this is for the people that like they want to grind, they want to go just that little extra. Like, it's not gonna be like let's say okay, standard Thunder Crash at like tier 5, like level 50 mastery, right? It does 850,000 damage. Okay. 90 mastery, it does a mil. Is that a big difference? Yeah, you could say that, sure, but it's not like in most areas of the game, it's not gonna be this like big, like, oh my god, dude. Like, oh, like 90 mastery, it does 150,000 more damage. And let's just say the super comes back like a minute faster. Like, it's not, it's obviously important. And if you want to do it, right, it's there. And everyone's gonna get it. By playing the game, you're gonna get this done. But the people that really want to juice it out, just that little further step. But this is 90 mastery. Like I said, ability from other subclasses, they can't go over 90, but an ability from your class can go to 100. If we remember back to this picture, there's a golden triangle around my super. What does that mean? I had a screenshot this whole time. Abilities tied to your subclass can go to 100 mastery. 90 to 100 mastery will take significantly longer than 0 to 90. We're talking this would take you like a decent, and obviously like you do this passively, right? Just by playing the game, using the super, completing activities with it on. But this is something that like this is a time commitment. It's not required to do. You could get along the game perfectly fine just having a 90 mastery super or ability or whatever. But if you want to get it to 100, 100 changes how the super works, right? When you get it to 100, you only have one 100 mastery thing at a time ever written. It's kind of like if you play Clash Royale, it's like a hero slot. You could have multiple things at 100, but only one of them will be selected as like the mastery bonus ability, right? So if like everything you have is 100, statistically nothing changes after level 90. So the one you select, that changes, like the actual like ability itself changes, and the rest are just vanilla and they're capped at 90. But what does 100 mastery do? Hear me out, right? Let's say you're on Thunder Crash again. If you've looked at Thunder Crash in the game, the way Thunder Crash is casted is your guy goes, he uses both hands, boom, he crashes together. Okay. Let's say you have 100 mastery in Thunder Crash and you make that your mastery ability. And now Thunder Crash's animation changes, opposed to just doing the double hand fly, right? Now your guy goes one hand forward like Superman punch, he crashes into the boss, and then the second he hits, he does another punch. And now you get more damage, right? Like a flat 90 mastery Thunder Crash does a million damage. The new mastery enhanced at level 100, it's 2 hits for 750, essentially giving you an extra 500,000 damage points. Imagine the build crafting in this, dude. Like a storm grenade, like a 100 mastery storm grenade. If you make that your mastery slot, it just turns into like the Titan aspect, right? Like the storm cloud. Like every ability is not the prismatic ones. Because I figured prismatic is going to be like all like it's way over it's already way overblown in general, right? Like prismatic, like I said, I mean, subclasses are merging, there's synergies, whatever. Prismatic can't get a mastery slot, but like if you're on arc or you're on imagine you're on solar and you know you have baby hammer at 100 mastery, right? You throw baby hammer and it like it built in has that exotic that lets you like recall the hammer, but it also like explodes. That would be cool. Yeah, I think with this is just you can if you change your mastery slot, it completely it's like not swap. If you change your mastery thing in anything, it drains you of all your light. Like I just think like okay, you're on Warlock. This is sick. You're on Warlock and Weller Radiance is like 'cause I'd imagine I know I said I said I imagine a lot. Like you could do it for anything, melees, grenades. Realistically speaking, most people are probably going to stick to supers. Imagine like Well of Radiance is your mastery slot, right? Okay, you cast Well, it's normal. But then let's say like the well's in a bad spot, whatever. The warlock could go to the middle of the well. They could take the sword out of the ground. Like imagine you could pick the sword out of the ground and now you become like a mobile Well of Radiance, right? And you're able to attack things with the sword. I didn't say this either. Go back to the prismatic supers. I thought about this too. Imagine like a Nova Warp Dawnblade merge super, where like you cast the prismatic super on Warlock, and then you're able to teleport around like Nova Warp, but you have the Dawnblade sword. You could teleport. You could jump up in the air. You could shoot the fire thing, right? If it hits enemies, they ignite like crazy, and then if you use the sword as a melee weapon, it like weakens. I forgot to say that. I think prismatic supers are something and like if you make prismatic worth it too, like you have to actually like work for prismatic. I think prismatic being broken in that instance wouldn't be bad because you have to actually put in the time. Like I said, right? 90 mastery and like let's say there's like a specific prismatic melee. It's like a solar stasis melee, right? And you have to get this one specific solar thing and this one specific stasis thing to 90, and then you unlock the prismatic version. I think that would unironically that would be fun. Give the grinders a reason to grind. That's like the biggest issue I think with the game right now is the grinders don't have a reason to grind. I think I cooked with this. What's after this? I don't remember. The loot system overhaul. Ah, yes. Okay. Tiered gear is going to be tied to your level, not the content you do. I think this is stupid. I think this is unironically the dumbest thing ever. If you're level 1, level 0. If you're level 0 to level 15, you get tier 1 loot. Level 15 to 25, tier 2 loot. 25 to 45, tier 3 loot. 45 plus, you get tier 4s, and you have the option of getting tier 5, right? Weapons are not able to be masterworked until they're tier 3, and weapons cannot be enhanced until they're tier 4. Afterwards, go crazy, whatever. Also, you can upgrade weapon tiers and you can also upgrade weapon rarities. We're gonna get to that in 2 slides, but like you could get an uncommon weapon, and everything's gonna have random rolls. You can get a level 5 uncommon weapon and be like, I really like this weapon. You could level it up to a rare. You could level it up to a legendary. We'll get there. Tier 5 loot is unlocked with tier 4 loot, but tier 5 loot is significantly rarer. I think the motto of Destiny 3 is make exotics exotic again. It's gonna be easier to get a tier 5 weapon than an exotic, but, like, they're still gonna be, like I said, 1 in 10 to 1 in 15 GM Nightfall's rare, right? Like, tier 5 loot, it needs to be special, right? Anything tier 5, it has a special ornament or a special animated pattern on it. Tier 5 weapons, they have bonus origin traits on them, right? And, like, obviously, like, a minor stat buff. If you get it, it should be better than a tier 4. And tier 5 armor, it will also have a special ornament on it, but it'll also have, more stats. But what was I saying earlier? You could upgrade weapons different tiers. This is something I don't think if they did this, I think this would be sick because of how hard this would be. Like I said, give the grinders a reason to grind. You can upgrade. You can upgrade any weapon's rarity to anything, right? And it won't be that egregious until it is, right? So if you want to upgrade a common weapon to an uncommon weapon, 500 kills, you could do it. It turns into a green. You want to turn a green to a rare, get 1,000 kills on it. Okay, now it's a rare one. Do I have what? I can't speak. If you want to get a rare gun to a legendary, it's going to take 2,000 kills on the gun. Okay. But what if you have a legendary weapon that you really like? Because I was thinking too, what are exotics in the lore? In the lore, exotics are, this Guardian's gun, this Guardian used like there are guns that are tied to specific Guardians. You never really had that, right? Everything you had was just, oh, you found this, use this. Like, what if there's someone that, like, unironically, they had a gun that they found, they loved it, never took it off, and they had like 100,000 kills with it, right? Like, that gun should be like, okay, that's your gun, that's what you want, this is your gun. The amount of kills required, it's going to scale per weapon. Like, obviously, like a linear fusion rifle is going to take way less than like an auto rifle, but if you get enough kills, you meet the quota, you could turn a legendary weapon. It's a lightbound. They were called soulbound first. I was like, that's cringe. Lightbound weapons. You could turn to a lightbound weapon. Okay. When the gun turns into a lightbound weapon, you get to choose a third perk to strap onto it. You get to choose it. It'll be like a special list of like lightbound exclusive perks, right? But if you like really put in the grind, really put in the thing, you're able to get a third perk on your gun that you've used for like we're talking months to like a year, right? And you're not going to be have a lot of these, right? You're not going to have a lot. I think, did I write it down? I don't think I did, but I'm thinking like you could only have like 4 of these on your account max. Like maybe each expansion you get like one more slot. Like every expansion gets you another lightbound weapon slot, but like, I'm saying you have a gun you love, dude, right? Like, great roll. You're never taking this thing off. You get like 60,000 kills with it. It should like a level up with you. It's like an exotic weapon that's tied to your guardian specifically, right? Kind of like a tier 6 weapon. It has a special ornament, it has a special skin, whatever. Like these are guns that like these are end game guns. They're like obviously they're way better. And they'll obviously get power creep too, because as better guns come out, you know, you'll put it down, you'll get another lightbound weapon, whatever. I think this is neat. Do I think this is plausible or something they'll do? Never in a million years. I think this is tough though. I think this is sick. I think I kind of cooked with this one a little bit. I don't know. That's just me though. Give the grind. I think Destiny 3's motto, unironically, make exotics great again, make public events great again, let the grinders grind. If you want to do this, dude, like if you see someone in Crucible with a hand cannon, right? They have a lightbound weapon hand cannon, right? They have like 120,000 kills on it. Cloud, like I literally like you thought I was joking too. I've had this for like a week. Like if you see some dude with like 120,000 kill lightbound weapon and that thing completely shreds you like it should. Like these are gonna be rare. And like it's not like okay, the best weapon in the game came out, get it lightbound. No, dude. Even like someone dedicating time to grinding this. I mean, how many kills could you realistically get in a day? Yeah, peak, but even then though, I mean, this is still done like over the course of a year, right? Like let's say like you get your one gun that like it's just you like you never want to take it off. This is your gun. You don't like this is your gun, right? Okay. Well, now just by using the gun, never taking it off, it's a lightbound gun. And I didn't write this down here too. Like these you never have to level them up. No matter what level you are, this gun will always be the same level as you. Like no matter what, like it will automatically, it will always be on your level. It'll always be usable in the high end content. The presentation, oh yeah, Cloud, absolutely. Oh, absolutely, it was, dude. We're in a still. No one's responding to any. It's like I don't know. Actually, they are. That is true. They are. Actually, no, they were because they sent the emails to my dad, but then they. I'll have a job by the end of the year. Lightbound Rarity cooks though. No more segregation. I think class exotics should be wearable in all classes because, like I said, now especially since I'm proposing supers, just every class, any super, if you wish, that means you're going to have, you know, exotic working in other classes. The exception will be class items because class items are sacred, but any armor exotic, it will be allowed to be used on any class. But there is a caveat. Okay, so exotic armor, even now, it's already broken up into 2 parts, right? There's the initial part, which is like the core identity of the exotic, and then there's the second half of the exotic. The first segment activates on all classic, and it's like the first segment activates on all classes, and it's like 60 to 70% of the exotic's identity, right? Like think Thunder Crash, you know, you run Curious, more Thunder Crash damage. Okay. But the second segment only activates if the exotic is on the right class, right? So it allows all classes to benefit from buffs, but it still kind of guarantees that like if there's a warlock build that you want to run on another I didn't say curious. Did I say I didn't doesn't matter. Let's say there's like a warlock build that you want to run on a hunter. The build is still going to be better on warlock, but you could run it on hunter, but it's still like whatever the exotic is doing, it will always be more beneficial on the right class as opposed to the other one. I think that's another W change. Armor stats. I'm okay. What time is it? It's 10:16. I can't read. Armor sets will still be class locked. I think there could be like exceptions, right? Like one armor set that's like, like a gender neutral armor set. Anyone could wear it, whatever. But then I was thinking, okay, the armor class bonus or the armor set bonus, it's cool. Too much though. I think we get rid of that and instead make it to where Lair and Grandmaster armor will have special abilities, right? So if you beat like a Grandmaster or Nightfall, you get the armor drop, right? That armor has a specific bonus, like a set bonus, but it's just on the armor piece, right? Same thing with Lairs. You could only have two of these bonuses at any time, right? If you're running multiple pieces, you could choose which two you want to have on, but I just think scrap the armor set thing just to make it armor based. But dungeons and raid armor, they will have much higher stats, right? So like I said, normally armor will cap out at like 400. If you run a full dungeon or raid set, you could get like 450, maybe even 500. I don't know. So now, right? That's the kicker. Do you want the bonus? Even then, I also said too, dungeons and raid like end game armor, not like general armor. End game armor from end game locations. If it's an end game armor set, it will also have an armor bonus, right? If you're wearing 4 out of 5 pieces for the exotic, the bonus together is stronger than one of the whatever the hell you want to call it. But you could run two of those as opposed to. We hear what I'm saying. I think this is another way for diversity, build diversity. Give you more options to play the game how you want, right? Do you want to run layer armor? Do you want to run a GM armor? Or do you want to wear a full dungeon set or an armor raid set, right? I feel like I'm talking too fast. Thank God I wrote this down so we could really read and digest the words. Okay, maybe some segregation. Loot will be exclusively landlocked. Like I said, these maps are going to be huge. Everything is going to take place in the open world, like seasonal activities, right? Seasonal activity is happening in some random area in the EDZ, right? You could stay there, you could leave, the server's dead, you could hop servers, go to another one. The second you're done with the encounter, you could just like drive off on your Sparrow, go somewhere else. Loot will be locked to specific areas. So if you want to get like a hand cannon, right? Well, you could only get that hand cannon from activities in this one part of the map, right? Lost sectors, patrol missions, we need to lock loot to areas. World drop loot will still be there, right? Like general loot you'll get for completing an activity, but it will not be as abundant as it is now. And it's like if you want one specific gun or armor piece, you'll be able to farm it. You'll just be like, you'll know where it is. You'll be able to farm it. Let the farmers farm, let the grinders grind. Every activity will be farmable, right? Seasonal events, public events, lost sectors, strongholds, right? I talked about strongholds, right? If I didn't, just imagine like you're in the patrol zone and then you just see like a mini like castle or like a house or like a junkyard. And you go in the junkyard and there's just a bunch of like cabal in there. And then you beat all the cabal, there's like a mini boss, and then you get like armor jet. Like just more stuff, more cool stuff, more cool stuff. Some vendors have exclusive guns. Like I said, the illegal roles, villages will have faction weapons you can grind. Like if the factions are like village tied, that'd be kind of cool. The loot will vary, of course, armor, weapons, artifacts, maybe even some ornaments too. Like imagine like you just find some dude in like a town and he's just selling like an armor ornament or like a gun ornament, and you're like, oh, I like that gun. Oh, I want to wear this ornament, and then he just like grind up for that. That would be wicked. Make exotics exotic again. I want exotics to be as rare as they were in Destiny 1. Like you get an exotic in Destiny 2, you feel nothing. You feel absolutely nothing. Not even a smile on your face. You hear that noise, that it's meaningless. It's a meaningless noise. Well, yeah, so on Cloud, I was thinking too, I don't know if I said this, but in the I mean, we're on flight 54. I'm not gonna go all the way back, but like in this like map, I was thinking kind of a thing where like up here is like the entry area. This is like a mid game, and then let's say you're on Earth, like all this is like end game. So like let's say you hit like there's like a public event in like this area. unironically, people will be dying like crazy. Like the dungeons will be hard, and there's the feat system still. Like the feat system's still gonna be there. But like public events, even lost sectors in this area, dude, they're gonna like kill you. Like, because this is like end game. Like let's say you're on Mars, like Mars is gonna like crush you, dude. I think keeping areas level gated, let stuff get harder, add the feat system more, make like strikes generally like painful. Exotic need to be rare. I think exotics can drop from anything, of course, like those world drop exotics, but like just add back hidden exotic. Like I know people are always like data miners, data miners. Add back exotic bounties. Add back like Black Sindel type quests, right? Imagine if like every single village or outpost has like a mini, like a bunch of mini quests, like grunt work, go here, do this, explore this area, whatever. And you do one of them, and then at the end of the mission, you just get an exotic quest for a random gun or an armor piece. I think I'll dare it. Yeah, no. I think they could do they could make stuff hard. Even if it's not like mechanically challenging, they could just tune up the difficulty. Like I said, imagine in like a raid, if like ad clear is unironically like the hardest encounter or like the most important encounter of like it's the most important part of the encounter, right? Or if they add like a raid boss who like completely like disables your light, like they could get around making stuff harder. Imagine an area and patrol where there's just like PvP. That'd be kind of sick. Okay. Yeah, don't make it impossible to get an exotic, but make them exciting again. That was my TED talk, you know. I spoke fast, didn't articulate my points well, but I have everything written down, so that's, for the better. Clad, be real. What are your thoughts, Clad? What are your faction? Yeah, like literally imagine if like you're allied to a faction and then like someone they're like, hey, yeah, go to this village, and then you get like negative reputation in a village. So when you go, like you could still load there, I guess, because the Vanguard outposts are going to be like individual, like they're going to be like next to them, like the towns are going to be built like around, not like in. Like you're like beefing with a village, and now you just can't go back there, or like stuff is more expensive for you. I don't know. Cloud, what are your thoughts, Cloud? I think I didn't get the words out right, but I think a lot of what I said here is very intriguing. I think the mastery system could be sick. Okay, if there's a top three that I want, I unironically I want the big open maps. I want everything to take place in Patrol Zone, right? Like I'm talking like the raid drops. Like the raid drops, right? The first encounter of the raid is getting to the raid. Like you have to like I said too. The first time you go anywhere, you have to actually like get there manually. Like the first raid encounter is getting to the raid. I think this could be pretty interesting. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's like it's absolutely unrealistic. I highly doubt. Okay, if we're being honest, most realistic thing here, I want proximity voice chat in Iron Banner. That's what I need in my life ever since I thought about that. I don't know. I think this could be sick though. If they did it, they're probably not going to, and Destiny 3 is probably not coming out. Or it is, and if it is, it's probably just going to be like the exact same as the game is now. And woohoo! I think I had a lot of good ideas though, so that's all that matters. Excision had a cutscene. What the hell happened at the start of Excision? See, this I don't remember. I don't. Wait, isn't Excision? What even is Excision? I space. Wait, space. That's space battles. That's space battles, right? Is that space battles? Wait, Excision. What the hell is Excision? Why can't I remember what Excision is? Why can't I remember what Excision is? Why can't I? The witness fight? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cloud be real though. Like like public events being like genuine like hard encounters. Like unironically, imagine if like a public event had like a legit raid encounter. I think that would be. I almost died. I think public events like being hard and like being like these like okay, if public events are actually worth it to do, like if they make public events like end game activities, or not like end game, but like mid to end game, like mid late end game. Dude, I have so many. I just did it with just God, dude. God. God. Cloud, be for real. Did I ramble too much? Like, unironically, how clear was I? Because I feel like I did speak a lot. I think having it written down did help, but how many times did I talk and you were just like, what the hell? Like, I think, was I understandable? Because that determines if I'm just gonna upload this or if I re-record the entire thing, and that's what we do. Do I re-record this with pretty good? That's just fantastic. That's just fantastic. I think the mastery system would bang though. The mastery system would bang. And prismatic being a thing that you actually have to work for is like, because like you don't have to, like you could stick to like one subclass, but like if prismatic is something sick like that, I think it would be pretty wicked. That's what I think. All 55 slides though. Do we hop on the turtle game? Wait, did I not download it? No, I did. So I may not have downloaded sled game. I may not have downloaded sled game.
I'm making this game about sledding and hanging out with friends. It's called Sledding Game. There's no real direction on how I think you should play. This is my first game.
Yeah. Do you want to use voice chat? Yeah. I don't know, maybe we'll see. Because I could. Or I guess I could just do timeouts. I could just do timeouts and like whatever. Yes. Cloud, what should I make? Cloud, you want to get in here? I'll make it public just in case. The password will be Jen Rick, all lowercase. Create. Oh. About to go to bed. Don't worry about it, Cloud. Cloud, at least you stayed for. Wait, what did he do? No, it is a kid. No, no. Well, Cloud, at least you stayed for my epic rant. So I lost all my stuff. I guess this is a new. Yeah, the demo don't got. Dude, I lost all my stuff. No, I had so many things. So is the full game coming out next week? I lost all my stuff. This is tragic. This is... Honestly, do I even play this now? You know what? No, I'm ending too. Because I... How the hell did that even... How did that even come... W. You know what?
And I really just wanted to make something with...
You're praying it does. Yeah, you're fiending for anything. Look what I made today. This took me 10 hours. I didn't put the stickers on, though. Fully articulatable Gundam. I'm still never going to watch the show, but I have this now. And I have this one in the box. I have this one I gotta make. Okay, you know what, Cloud? I think we... Guess we wrap it up. I guess, you know, we put the fries in the bag, we wrap it up. Tough? It's the toughest, I know. Okay, well, I guess good night, America. Good night, America. And rest in peace, Canada. It's really tragic what happened to you guys at that Super Bowl, but, you know, it's a Super Bowl? Olympics. What did we go out to? What did we end it on? Cloud, you get to pick the outro song. You get to pick the song, whatever you want, you know. You get a good song. My entire YouTube is nothing but Gundams now. I just can't even... At least we ain't run by pedophiles. No, but your guy is dating Katy Perry, so you know that's not as bad, but it's not, you know. Katy Perry in 2026. Have you seen all the stuff with Larry Wheels? Have you seen that Larry Wheels is unironically a gay cuck? Have you seen Go to White Girls? She was the Go to White Girls, but Cloud, have you seen that Larry Wheels is unironically like a stage 17 cuck, but also gay. Not that there's anything wrong with him being gay, but he's, you know, Larry Wheels is gay and a cuck. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, he was doing so good after slapping. You know who Larry Wheels is. The big buff Cloud, this guy. Cloud, you know Larry Wheels. This dude. Cloud, you know Larry Wheels. It's Larry. You know Larry. Cloud, you know Larry. You've seen Larry before. Anyway, Larry apparently is a tremendous cuck and a homosexual, which is kind of fire. That's kind of, you know, crazy, dude. The Larry Wheels files are insane. Insane. Well, we can go out to this. Low cortisol. There we go. Okay. Can't believe that Androgenic got a he was balding. I don't remember what they were saying he did, but he lost all of his hair. Okay. I need to go to sleep. Good night, everybody.
Open up your heart, what do you feel? Open up your heart.